There was a few other ones.
Basketball tournament popular down there right now?
Someone,
yeah, the NCAA tournament.
NCAA, yeah.
Somewhere it is.
Yeah.
Not in their household.
It's not. You don't like basketball, but you like basketball.
I love basketball, but I don't.
I need to check my.
I just haven't.
How's your bracket doing, Q?
Pretty bad, actually.
I don't even have a bracket, so I can't.
I'm 100% right now. So
well, Michigan were winning that game that I watched the other night.
They won it by it was
I guess
digits.
We're doing a pool at work, and I'm 17th out of 90 people. So
that's not bad. That's
it's actually not that bad.
Yeah,
like not bad at all.
So I don't know if that's gonna. I don't know if there's I haven't looked at it to see if there's a possibility of that going up or down. Probably going down, definitely. But yeah,
who knows?
I don't follow sports enough to really pick
other than soccer.
I don't follow that as much as I used to.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay.
No.
Didn't you used to get up early on Saturdays to watch?
Yep.
Yeah.
I used to get up at like 5 in the morning, and I would go to Fido in Philly and basically stay there all day. And Deshaun in the chat says, "Sounds like Corey didn't take his own advice."
He didn't. He was trying to warn people, basically.
About what? What am I missing? I feel like I'm
finishing under tummy.
Ah, yes.
Oh shit, man!
Brought that back. Okay, so I've played some other games other than the Division. I played Binding of Isaac as always. I've unlocked a whole bunch of things on Switch, and it's making me think I should probably be getting trophies on PS4, but the Division's on PS4, so I'm doing it on Switch. I started this new game, Baba Is You. And
it sounds like a Matt game.
It's got really good reviews, actually.
It's fucking cool, man. This might be the best puzzle game since The Witness. It is basically like programming. It's a puzzle game where you can kind of set the rules every time. So the way each thing starts, they're on the screen. There will be written "Baba is you." And it will usually like wall is stop, flag is win. Now Baba is this little sheep looking thing, which is probably what they call it, Baba, that you can move around. But you can only move it around when Baba is you. But the text is written, it's all tile based, so you're kind of like moving around tiles. But the text where the rules are written are tiles as well. So you can push the words around to change the rules. So let's say there's a puzzle where you see Baba on the outside of the wall, that's a square, and the flag on the inside. You can change Baba is you to wall is you. And then you can move the wall around at this point. And if you touch the wall to the flag and flag is win, you win. Like that's the best way I can explain it, but like each puzzle is way different, and it messes with logic in really cool ways. I was listening to the Last Life podcast, and Kenny said like it's basically programming. And then I've seen a bunch
getting exceptionally good reviews. Yeah. Like on Steam, it's got 700 reviews on Steam, 99% positive.
Yeah, like it's really good. It gets really difficult, and it'll make you feel completely stupid and completely genius at the same time. It's a really fun game on Switch, as well as I think it's only on PC. It's not on PS4.
Yeah, for right now it is.
Which Windows, Linux, and Mac.
I mean, this game has the aesthetics of an old Nintendo game. Like, it is not intensive in any way, but like if you have $15, it's worth it.
Fun.
It is worth it.
These are the kinds of games that I love to see, like, because these kinds of games would not exist if it weren't for indie developers,
right?
And as much as I like an indie, like a No Man's Sky kind of thing, or some of the bigger kind of AA or whatever you want to call them, it's these kinds of games Yeah, it's these kind of games that really made me love the indie sector.
Mm-hmm.
And I love stuff like that, and I love stuff like Mike Bithel's work. I
Mm-hmm.
really enjoy it too. Like, yeah, you just don't get that from a AAA developer.
That reminds me, his two most recent games I think are on Switch too. Subsurface.
Subsurface,
Circular,
yeah, that's a good
and
game. I
then-
really like that.
Yeah, that was one of you. That was on your top 10 list the year.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. It's just like you're just sitting on a subway, and you're just talking to people basically, and you just have to figure out this kind of mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very short. It's a couple hours long. It's $5. I think it was $5. Might be less.
I think that's what it initially reached. I don't know what it is on Switch. I think it's on Switch.
I'm almost positive it is. And then he did one after
it's
that.
not, don't quote me.
I'm almost positive it is. And then he has one after that, same kind of thing, but I have not played that one yet. But that's a really fun game if you like. It's almost like a visual novel. Got like an interactive visual novel, but I loved it. It's well worth it if you like science fiction and kind of mysteries.
Yeah, Bithel's great.
Hope in the future.
It's subsurface circular.
Mhm.
Okay. I didn't hear the circular part. I thought y'all were.
He had a good puzzle game as well. Can't remember what it's called.
He did Volume and he did Thomas
Volume.
Was Alone.
Yeah, Volume's an easy plat too if you like.
Volume's a great. I mean, it's a perfect freaking stealth game.
Yeah, it's a really good stealth puzzle game, and it's a fun platinum too.
Yeah, and then I think that's I actually this will lead us into to topics now. I do want to mention the Nindies showcase. I just want to mention it because we have a show called Nintendo Pow Block that will cover it in more severe depth than we will. I downloaded and played Nuclear Throne.
Oh, nice.
On Switch?
On Switch.
Nice.
The Switch is probably the best place to play roguelikes if that's anywhere close, because they have all of the best modern ones except for like Rogue Legacy. And of the modern ones, I think that's probably the worst. They also don't have,
I think Rogue Legacy is on Switch.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, then the only one they don't have is Spelunky.
Yeah, because they're getting.
And I think they're going to get 2. And they'll probably do 1 and 2 at the same time on Switch. Because I know Derek has mentioned several times on Twitter that he wants to bring it to Switch, which it's a no goddamn brainer.
You know what else is really good on Switch? I know it's on Switch, but it's a really good side scrolling is Ollie Ollie.
Mm-hmm.
I love those games, man.
Those games are good. In fact, I only played those games because you told me because you told me they were good. So
that's one of the few games where I've played because that was a cross-buy one. I had it on PS4 and I liked it better on the Vita.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it translated better to a handheld than it did my TV. But that's that's my version of a roguelike. And I love those, man. Those are super fun.
But Nuclear Throne it's a top-down shoot 'em up. It's very, I think Enter the Gungeon is probably a more polished Nuclear Throne. It's made by Vlambeer, which is Rami Ismail and JW. They're out of the Netherlands and they know how to make good games. I know that they're also doing a Vlambeer arcade, which I would like to spotlight, because any way you can play this developer's games, you should play them because they know how to make really good games. They made Luftrausers, Super Crate Box.
Luftrausers is fun. Is Hotline Miami on Switch?
It is not.
Yeah. I don't think it ever will be.
JW, the other guy of Vlambeer, is actually one of the main guys behind Minute from last year. So if any of you played Minute, you know that these guys have a pedigree and they're going places. And plus, Rami is a really great follow on Twitter for game dev stuff. He's a smart individual. But yeah, so check out Nuclear Throne. It's worth your time. It's really, really fun. Great soundtrack too. And then so going into the Nindies thing. Excuse me for 1 second.
If we have a second of space to fill, I'm gonna give a shout out and say happy birthday to Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Is it its
25
birthday?
years?
25th birthday. Yeah.
Wow.
If you have, if you do have a PC, Morrowind is free today.
Oh, the best one.
Oh, it's so good. It's the
best one.
Yeah, it is the best one by far. It's not even close. And I like the other ones.
Deshaun Malone says, if y'all ever come to town, I'm buying. Well, apparently Corey's in town, so we just have to come to Ohio.
Yeah. I mean, anytime, the next time I'm in the area, I'll definitely.
Don't do that, man. You can mock Corey, don't mock Deshaun.
I'm mocking Corey.
Just making sure.
I'm mocking Corey. I've never even met Deshaun, but I like him already. But it's fun to mock Corey.
It is. It really is.
It is.
It is. Well, it's fun to mock any of you guys.
It is true.
Yeah.
That's an observation I had with someone where they were like, you guys are really mean to each other. It's like, that's just how guys are when they like each other. Like the meaner you are, the more you like the other person.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If I get vicious with any of y'all,
we're the complete opposite of women. Women are really nice to each other in front of each other.
Yeah.
Their backs, they're fucking terrible and treacherous. We're like real mean to each other.
Yeah,
there's faces, but
we're allowed to be mean to each other.
Yeah,
that's the difference, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways,
yeah, like if Moose was like, "Man, that Keel's such a piece of shit," and someone else is like, "Yeah, I know, right?" It's like, "Hey, you should fuck up."
I'm only allowed to say that.